first time seeing you in a while. Just kind of think about how's the team play over the fall, and just how ready do you think you guys are to get everything
I
going?
really thought we had a good fall. Saw a lot of really good things. Obviously, we lost some big time players from last year. I mean, Joe Corbett, Darren Cook, Drew Mesker. I mean, our closer for the last 3 or 4 years, Dom, a year ago, on the pitching side of things, and then offensively, when you lose your middle infield, a couple outfielders as well. It's tough to replace those guys, but Coach Neal, Coach Hall did an outstanding job recruiting. I think we're going to put on a really good product out onto the field this year. Like some of our guys returning as well. I mean, obviously, Zach Dixon was preseason pitcher of the year. He had a really good junior year last year. We expect him to have another really good year this year, and we're excited. The guys are working hard. They're ready to play somebody else. I mean, we're tired of inter-squadding each other and ready to get out there and compete against somebody new.
Coach, I mean, kind of contrary to the softball little situation they have, you guys only have maybe 3 freshmen, 4 sophomores, right? I mean,
we recruit a lot of transfers, a lot of junior college kids, but man, we've really got a good group of younger guys as well. You'll see some freshmen play for us, which really in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, we don't play a lot of freshmen, but this group of freshmen we got some talent there. I mean, some local guys, Mason Mays, Caleb Flores are doing an outstanding job. The guy you'll probably hear a lot about this year is Eric Ortiz. He's an older freshman, but he's a big physical switch hitting kid that's got a chance to really do some damage in the middle of an order. So I'm really excited. We don't have on paper a lot of freshmen and stuff, but I think the freshmen that we do have are going to contribute this year, and I think we'll see some good things from them in the future.
What's the big strength if you're going to pinpoint something right now? Do you think you can rely on if you had to go out and play a game?
I would always say, I mean, the last 5 or 6 years has been our pitching. That's kind of where we put a lot of our money. Coach Hall does a phenomenal job with our pitching staff. I think, we lost a lot of huge guys. I mean, 3 of our 4 rotation guys, 2 of our back end guys from last year, but some of our guys this year have really stepped up. Todd Van Zysen was a guy that we used out of the bullpen last year. We could see him in the starting role this year. He's a different guy right now. I mean, we love him. He's a big lefty. Transfer Matthew Gutierrez could be our Friday night guy. I think he's got a chance to be pretty special. Maybe another big time draft guy for us as well. So I really like our pitching. The depth's going to be a little bit weak the first couple weekends just because of some injuries that we're dealing with. But I think as the season goes on, our pitching's going to be the strength.
It kind of feels like the last few years you guys have gotten someone drafted. It felt like it's been pretty consistent. Do you think Zach Dixon could kind of continue that on?
I hope so. Dixon's he's filthy from the left side, but he's not really the prototypical pro guy. I mean, he's a smaller guy. At the pro level, they look for so many different things. I mean, obviously the size of guys matters. Velocity is huge, and Dixon's not really a big velocity guy. I mean, he's a mid-80s, can touch some 90s and stuff. I mean, you usually don't see a lot of those guys in the pro, but man, his stuff is as good as anybody we've ever had here. He's dominant at this level. I hope somebody gives him a chance at the professional level, but I do think we'll have a couple more guys that have a chance of getting drafted. Matthew Gutierrez, he's got a lot of love from some pro scouts right now. I mean, Mitchell Miller, a big 6'6" lefty. Obviously when you're 6'6" and you're left-handed and you throw 90-92, I mean, that's obviously something that a lot of scouts look for. So I'm excited about those guys, but obviously though, what we tell those guys, listen, you can't worry about getting drafted. You just got to worry about going out and competing, putting up great numbers, getting wins, and let us do all the talking to the scouts and all that kind of stuff. And our guys have done a really good job of staying humble in that area.
What do you see as your biggest issue going into this season?
Biggest issue? Health-wise right now, especially on our pitching side of things, is going to be the first 2 weekends is going to be tough. Starting conference out of the gate is always tough. We don't know our team yet. Nobody knows their team at this point in time. Our starting lineup the first weekend is going to be completely different than game 40 or 50. We know that, but with guys on limited pitch counts early on, we've only practiced when our first game. It'll be 20 days. I think we're allowed to practice before pitchers don't come back all the way in shape. So you have to keep pitch counts down early on. And it's tough to get through a 3-game series those first couple weekends.
How different is that going to be knowing they're all conference games, no out of conference games, kind of for tune-ups or whatever?
You know, I look at it, obviously it's different, but with where we've been the last 5 or 6 years trying to make a regional, trying to host a regional, all that kind of stuff, I mean, even the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, those first couple weekends were huge because they were in-region games. So these are still in-region games. They're just conference games. So every game is important. I mean, we told our guys yesterday, you know, we were fortunate enough to scrimmage the Texas Rangers in the fall. And, you know, we tell our guys, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You should play the game the right way all the time, no matter if it's the Texas Rangers you're playing or if it's UTPB, Angelo, whoever it is, you're going out and compete. Take away the name on the front of the jersey and just go out and compete every day. It shouldn't matter who you're playing. You should play the exact same way. Our dugout should be the exact same way every game. We should have that intensity like it's opening day for 50 straight games.
Who do you see maybe moving in the closer role with Dom Yergo going?
Got a couple guys, but right now Garrett Cobb is a guy that we're kind of looking for. He's a transfer from Texas Tech. Man, he can be special. He's coming off an injury from the fall, but he's thrown the last 2 or 3 weeks and looked really good. Velocity's still not where we'd like it to be, but I think by the end of the year he has a chance to be very special and maybe a draft guy as well. He's a local guy. He's from Canyon here. Went off to play some junior college ball and then transferred to Tech last year. And then we were fortunate enough to get him, and hopefully we'll have him for 2 years. Actually, I hope for him that he gets drafted after this year, but he could be really special if he stays healthy.
How many catchers you bringing back from last year?
You know, we lost Kyle Kaufman, who was, I think he was an All-American maybe, one of our leading hitters, but then we returned Clay Kelser, who is really good. He's an Amarillo High guy, again, transferred in from Texas Tech. He's back this year, but then we've got also Kennedy Badgett, who we were fortunate enough to redshirt last year just because we had 2 really good catchers with Kyle Kaufman and Clay Kelser last year, and he was dealing with an injury, but he put on some really good weight. Coach Ramey did an outstanding job with him. He's a big, strong, physical guy, has a chance of being drafted this year, and then we also got a transfer in from Sam Houston State, Kyle Moose, who's really good as well. So we got 3 catchers that realistically could be our 3, 4, and 5 hole. All very special players that we believe in. Good pitching, good defense, and the most important position on the field is catchers. So we like to have 3 really good catchers.
Coach,
Go ahead.
it sounds like you have a lot of local guys, a lot of guys from Amarillo, Canyon, this area, Panhandle. What does that say about youth baseball here in the Panhandle, that you guys are able to consistently be a top program in D2 baseball in the country, getting a lot of players just from Amarillo?
It's awesome to be able to get those guys. I think I counted the other day. I think we have 11 guys from the Panhandle area here, so that's a third of our team. We want to get all the local talent here, and we, you know, it's huge for us. When we first took over this thing 12 years ago, it was a struggle getting the Panhandle kids, at least the top level guys that we wanted to get here at WT, and now we can go to their houses, we can talk to them, and we sell our brand, sell everything else that's going on here, our facilities, all that kind of stuff. And we're able to get that good talent to stay here. We want them to be able to stay here. Their parents are right here. They're able to come and watch all their home games, and I think it's something special. I mean, with those 11 guys, I mean, we got some guys from Memphis, you know, Tampa, a couple guys. I mean, Cade Ingles, another guy that's going to be probably our starting right fielder 2-hole. I mean, he's special. I mean, it's great to keep those guys local.
I was just going to ask, how many D1 transfers do you guys have? Because it sounds like you got quite a few.
Yeah, we've done Coach Neal and Coach Hall have done a really good job locating those talent. The transfer portal obviously has opened up a lot of that stuff, but we've always gotten a lot of Division I transfers. Something I think is what we can sell to those Division I transfers is, listen, I mean, you know, the Marshall Kozowskis, Austin Moores, Joe Corbett's, they all came from a Division I, were never drafted from those Division I's. Not one time in their college career. They came here to WT, they got drafted. That's something we sell to them, and I think that's really helped us propel and, you know, be able to get Mitchell Miller from Clemson, Matthew Gutierrez this year. I mean, those are the things we're able to sell. Those guys aren't getting drafted at the Division I's. They're getting overlooked. They come here. Coach Hall gets them better. We're moving them on to the professional level.